Specialist here for Inside Track TV. We're at Peterborough Speedway with the driver of the number B10, the crowd pleaser, Kelly Balson. And Kelly, you're moonlighting a little bit in the limited late model division. I know that you haven't been out as much as you would have liked to, but how's the program coming along so far in 2012?
It's had its ups and downs. Like you said, we haven't been able to spend the amount of time I would like on it. If it was our only car, I think we'd be right about now. But as you know, we've been spending most of our time with Amanda's OSS car. But we've gotten a lot closer in the last couple of days. The car came from McHattie's yesterday. He had it for about 4 hours, or maybe just a little light of that, but he spent the whole day going over the things that he wanted to make sure were right. We had a couple of major issues the last time we were here. Didn't even race the car because clearly something was broken. We found that. But along the lines of finding the two major issues, he must have found 26 little things that Dan doesn't like, and Dan's pretty particular about what he likes and what he doesn't like. So it started at the back of the car and it finished at the front of the car, and about 4 hours later he had it to where he's McHattie-sized it again.
I mean, Dan McHattie race cars, I mean, there aren't too many of them in the province, but the ones that are out there are winners. I mean, it certainly seems as though DMR is coming on huge with, you know, Dan, of course, winning as much as he is at Kawartha. Yeah, Chris Mitchell, the Autumn Colors Classic champion. You've had your fair share of trips to victory lane. I guess, would you recommend Dan McHattie to anyone looking for a setup man?
Absolutely, but I don't think Dan would want me telling anybody, because there's only one Dan McHattie. You know, he's got a regular job and he's got a family and he's got things to do, so I don't think he wants anybody else knocking on his door. So I mean, I think Dan could open up his own situation and become maybe like an East Side McCall type situation, but it's a gamble, it's a risk, you know, and it's the unknown of what you're going to be able, what he'd be able to do. But like I say, there's only one Dan McHattie, so there's only so much work he can do. And if Dan were to wreck his car on a Friday night at Kawartha, and obviously Dan's always going to be in the championship hunt, if I go knocking on his door and say, "Oh Dan, I wrecked my car at Peterborough Saturday," you're going to be second in line. So there's only one Dan, so there's only so much work he can do. But when he's got time, you know, he's not shy with helping out, and you can't push any money on the guy. So you know, I got to take him and Heidi out for dinner or something. I got to do something for him.
Now let's talk Peterborough Speedway. This track, one of the more unforgiving places in the province. It's real tough to pass out here. It can be hard on equipment if you're not good to your car. You're able to come out here with guys that are here every single Saturday, and anytime you're here, you're not looking at a place at all. What does it take to be fast at Peterborough Speedway?
Well, with the new bump stop package and keeping up with guys like Todd and you know, Tyler and the guys that are here every week, it's going to take a newer type car and a guy that's going to be able to understand the bump stop package. Todd's got it figured out. We're getting closer, and it's not something I'm used to. I'm struggling with it. If I didn't have McHattie, I'd be in left field. I don't know where I'd be, but it's not easy. The old ideas of fixing a car are gone. As far as I can do anyway, I can only do so much of what the old school stuff will allow you to do. But and along those lines of dealing with a fast car, like when Tom shows up, or you know, Bentley shows up, or you know, some of the dudes from Barrie, you know, Baker, Shepherd, you're gonna have your work cut out for you, and you're not gonna come here with an intermediate type piece, with an average piece and do well. You're gonna need a guy like a, you know, Mike McCall or Dan McHattie or a Junior Hanley or Jeff Hanley or someone, and they're gonna have to set you up a perfect piece, and that's what it's gonna take.
Now, I'm sure anyone watching this interview is going to wonder when they can catch this car in action. I know that you have your brief schedule, especially now that the summer's sort of winding down. The season's coming to a close real soon, real shortly. Where can we catch you in action the next month and a bit?
Hard to say. Amanda's in action next weekend at Flamborough with the OSS series. She's in action again the next weekend, Labor Day weekend at Delaware, and then the next weekend, well, that Peterborough's closed at that point. So whether we go to Mossport maybe on the 7th, I know they just allowed a bunch of different changes you can do to a 602, which is interesting. I had no plans on going, but now that I hear maybe you can ramp up your program a little bit and be a little bit more competitive with the built engines, that's intriguing. So maybe there, but you know, it might be the Classic. It may be the Classic. We're talking about maybe going down to New Hampshire with Dan on the 22nd. That's the sunset. It just seems like there's so many races now, and there's only so much time you can take off work. You know, so it's tough to get and then with the other car, with Amanda's car being the main focus, it's just like sometimes you're running out of time. It should be 9 days a week.
All right, why don't you go ahead and thank some people for me?
Well, I got to thank my dad and Dan McHattie and Graham Flett. They work on the car all the time. You know, without those guys, it doesn't get to the track, and that's just as simple as that. And International Freight Systems, they've stepped up for us this year, and that's helped out a lot. And that's about it.
Well, Kelly, best of luck wherever we see you, and I know you would absolutely love to have that Autumn Colors Classic victory in this car, and best of luck the rest of the season. We'll definitely see you come Thanksgiving weekend.
We'll be here.
There you go, folks. It's the crowd pleaser, Kelly Balson, car number B10 here at Peterborough Speedway.